Okay, my friends, so we are currently finishing the last few edits on the last few chapters of my second book, Dying with Regrets. And what a great way to continue with the chapter titled, Could I Live with the Thought of Dying with Regrets? So let's get straight into it. When people reflect on their biggest regrets throughout their lives, they usually wish they could go back and redo their inactions rather than their actions. Because if you never try, then there is only one guaranteed outcome, which is to remain the same. Regret doesn't come from failure, but comes from inaction. Of course, you'll most likely fail and make mistakes, but the biggest mistake in life would be to not even try at all, as failure is our biggest teacher. I'd rather try and fail than fail to even try. Anyway, all mistakes are in fact must-takes, as you must take those steps in order to break through to your next level of life. So never beat yourself up for having to pay the price of experience and the bill for learning. Because when things go wrong, you don't need to go with them. You get to decide whether you give up or you get up. Every experience you go through in life presents an opportunity to learn exactly what matters most to you and what really doesn't. In the end, it's better to have a life of oh wells than what ifs. Failure is not fatal and it's not final. Failures are the essential stepping stones on the path to success. The greatest lessons of life are usually hidden within the failures, and your best teacher is always your last mistake. Quite often, the most difficult periods of life teach us the most valuable lessons. So rather than trying to avoid failures, go into every opportunity with a learner's mindset, and that way, you'll never fail if you learn something for the next time. Know that every obstruction is an instruction on what to do and where to go next. So the question is, do you start, fail, learn and grow, or do you start, fail, think and stop? We only ever fail if we do not learn something from the failure and then choose to give up. Really, failure is a choice and failure is feedback. Because failure is just success in progress, and the road to success is always under construction. Rather than fearing failure, the fear of regret should outweigh any other fear you could possibly think of by far. Because in the end, the things we never attempted are the things which will torture us for the rest of our dying days. Regret is something that we will all take to the tomb, and the life you could have had will forever haunt you, which is much more painful than any fear you have to face right now. Ask yourself this question: what uncomfortable thing would I attempt if I knew I couldn't fail? Many procrastinate taking action to follow their dreams due to the fear of failure, and I was the same for years, but only until I truly started to practice what I preached. The fear of taking uncomfortable action left me completely paralysed for an extremely long time. But the truth is that life really begins at the end of your comfort zone, because this is where all the magic happens. Losers stop as soon as they fail, but winners, on the other hand, fail until they succeed. So do you want to be remembered as the person who lived a comfortable and mediocre life, or do you want to be remembered as the daring individual who took the leap of faith to chase and accomplish all their dreams and desires? Because you'll never be remembered for the things that you were too scared to do, but for how courageous you were when presented with an opportunity to fully lean into the discomfort and level up your life. The best thing you can do for you, your loved ones, and the whole world is to become the very best version of yourself whilst creating and living your dream life. You can either live in belief or die with regrets. So I'm going to end that one there, because the next couple of chapters are going to be the end and they're going to be incredible. So make sure you tune in for the next two chapters that we're going to go through, and make sure you get yourself on the wait list for this book if you want to level up your life and literally discover, design and live the life of your dreams. So head to dyingwithregrets.ryannurse.com, click the link in my bio or send me a DM saying book and I'll hook you up, my friends. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.